business that Sue started with her husband Richard in 2010 and supreme winner at the New Zealand Food Awards last year. Congratulations. What motivated you to start Coastal Spring Lamb? What are you doing differently, and how are you connecting your international customer with food origins here in New Zealand?
Right, well, I guess initially it got off the ground, we wanted to celebrate spring with new season's lamb, so that's how it started. So just like bluff oysters or asparagus or strawberries, and we farm in sand country, so it stays warm and dry over the winter, so we can lamb early. And we were also encouraged by food trends, like the cooking shows and things that say to eat in season. Yes, that helped us along. We also had a very real desire to connect with our customers and share our story and our passion for producing great lamb with provenance. Another catalyst, I'd have to acknowledge my husband, the vision and tenacity and determination of Rich.
Who's here today?
He is here today. The things we did differently, we really reintegrated ourselves back into the supply chain by connecting with our customers. And that was everything from providing point of sale material to the supermarkets. We set up a website, we started using social media, and more important than anything else is that we met our customers. So we do a series of tastings when the product comes into market in October, and Rich and I sort of are like a travelling roadshow every weekend doing tastings in New World supermarkets, and through that we've connected with thousands of people. And it's just fantastic that, you get people telling the story about how they used to go to their auntie's farm and they'd feed the pet lambs, and right down to talking to people about how to cook lamb. And the connection we've also done on the website, we've got our families and about our farms, how we cook lamb ourselves, and anyone can access that at any time. In terms of the export market, we've made a point of travelling overseas and visiting the chefs, talking to the chefs. So we train the staff of the company that we're working with, and we show them a video, which always gets huge interest, and give them material. We give them a QR code that they can look up and see how the lamb's produced. So that also helps them when they're going out and selling the product for us. And then we go with them and visit chefs.
Yeah, so that's that traceability, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Which is so critical, isn't it?
Yeah. And we care for our lamb from paddock to processor. It's from our family to their family. And we've done this also with a truck. We've bought a share in a truck with one of our farming partners, which has worked really well.
I really like that phrase, from our family to their family. That's lovely.
I think that's about all I had. Yeah, so it's all about telling our story, the provenance of our lamb, and it's really based on the values and the heritage and the kaitiaki, as you were talking about before, of our farming partners that's been built up over generations.
I mean, can I just pick up one thing that you've just reminded me of? Because, 5 years ago, I was starting to hear people talk, paddock to plate or whatever, to field from farm, is how the Brits tend to phrase it. But this real to mouth now, or to the kitchen, or to the, actually sitting down and eating. So going back again to your question about science, which I've still been mulling over, it seems to me that we've kind of extended that value chain as we've all started talking about it more and more, and we've got to grips now with what the value chain is. We get that. But we've now taken it back further and taken it forward further. And so sometimes I talk about molecule to mouth. So not just to the plate or not just to the fridge, but actually to getting it into people's mouths, which then brings in all of the sensory stuff and all of the things we've been talking about, getting really close to the consumer and finding out what they like to taste, and even what the texture is and what the smell and what all of those things that are so important in a restaurant sense. And you've just described a really good example of getting right into people's mouths, sharing it with them at the supermarket.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Doesn't get any closer than that.
Yeah. And also, we've got a chef, Pierre Garnier, who is the over chef at the Intercontinental in Da Nang, and he had a very specific request. He wanted, rather than just the rack of lamb, he wanted 1/2 of the rack, so just a 4-point piece. And he asked us if we could cut that in half and bag 2 together. which we were able to do. So that was just through talking to people and having a real connection that we were able to provide him with exactly what he wanted. And then talking about how chefs travel, he's now opened a restaurant in Shanghai, and so he's using coastal spring lamb over there as well because he's got that connection with it in Vietnam.
I've got two quick questions for you. Firstly, could lamb be what New Zealand can hang their hat on?
Well, I was going to say that before, but I thought someone might argue with me. It could well be.
Micro-dairy.
It's definitely on the plate.
Okay, right, so yes, you think it could be?
Yeah, it could well
I mean,
be.
we are competing with the likes of Welsh lamb and French lamb and these other very...
But do they have our story?
Well, that's the story that we need to develop. Absolutely. Next question from Twitter. What were the biggest challenges you faced in setting up coastal spring lamb? Maybe the biggest challenge. Was it a difficult shift from being a producer to being a marketer?
Not really, because we were really keen to, as I said, we were really keen to make that connection. So it was actually quite exciting. It was quite, the innovation was exciting. It was really exciting getting out of the farm, rather than just waving goodbye to the lambs when they left on the truck. It was really exciting to rejoin the value chain and to take part in that process. So, yeah. So there were a lot of challenges along the way and a lot of big steps, but it was